What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adriana Leake and I make videos about mom things, about family things, all types of stuff. Make sure you guys subscribe. Today I want to talk to you guys about things that you need to decide about pregnancy and birth and postpartum beforehand. I didn't know about these things until I was kind of in the middle of it and I had to make a snap decision, and that really stressed me out because I like to look at all of my options before making a decision, and in some of these cases I really wasn't able to do that. It was kind of just decided for me at the hospital or by other people. Kind of left some of these situations like, dang, I wish I would have known that before, or I wish I would have made a different decision. This video is for you moms so that you can have the time to research and make the decision that you want to make for yourself and for your baby. Some of these things might come in a weird order and I have them all written down. So the very first thing that I think needs to be decided early on in your pregnancy is what you want your hospital experience to be like. You can find a hospital that lines up with the exact birthing experience that you want, and that in turn will help you make a decision about a doctor to choose. There's a very good chance that if you choose the hospital that lines up with your wants and needs, the doctor that delivers there is probably going to have a similar mentality, and that's going to help you have the experience that you want. Another thing that you'll want to decide whenever you find out you're pregnant, pretty much anytime during your pregnancy, is if you want to breastfeed or not. If you look at some of my early videos, breastfeeding really freaked me out. Ace is 15 months and I'm actually still breastfeeding. I am so thankful for that experience. Breastfeeding is something that you need to make a choice on, because let's say you decide that you absolutely do not want to breastfeed. That can be a part of your birthing experience, that you tell them straight up, I don't want to breastfeed. Don't send anyone in here to talk to me about breastfeeding. I'm going straight to formula, or vice versa. Okay, so back again to your birthing experience. This is something that has like a bunch of little decisions built into it. One of the biggest things that Tavis and I had to decide beforehand and even during, so a couple weeks before Ace was born, I think honestly it was 2 weeks before Ace was born, I was like, dang, I really need to start looking into what I'm gonna do about birth. Like, how is this gonna work? I got this book about breastfeeding because that was really the thing that stressed me out the most, and in that book it talked a lot about the epidural and how that impacts other things afterwards. You can do your own research on that, but getting an epidural was something that I decided I'm not gonna do, and I told Tavis, I don't want to do this. Whenever it gets really tough, like there's gonna be a point that I'm gonna want to give up, don't let me. That was huge, because if I had someone on my side that was saying like, well, just go ahead, it would have made it a lot easier for me to cave, because I was dying. You guys have to watch my birthing video if you haven't. Even whenever I was in the hospital, I told them that I didn't want the epidural. One of the doctors that I had, she wasn't being pushy or anything, but just trying to give me all of my options, and she mentioned the epidural to me like several times. They even brought in an anesthesiologist so that she can talk to me about the whole situation of getting an epidural. Having a set in stone decision is going to make it a little bit easier, because if you're on the fence and you're in the worst pain of your life, like the worst pain that literally exists, you're gonna fall on the side of epidural. So I'm just telling you, make a decision beforehand. If you're okay with it, you're okay with it, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to do it, that's something that you can't be on the fence about. So the facility of your birthing experience. So I gave birth at a birth care center, and it's this nice, quiet, specifically for moms giving birth. They have jacuzzis. It was your own private room that was almost like a bedroom, like a living room. Most incredible experience. So if that's something that you're looking for, find a hospital that's like that. My room literally had a jacuzzi tub, and I'm telling you guys, I got in there while I was in labor and it was instant relief. Like, that is a must-have for me next time I give birth, for sure. Another part of your birthing experience that you need to make a decision on, and it's probably one of the hardest things to choose, who is going to be there with you. So some people just have their significant other, some people have their whole family in there, like as many people as they can have. It's totally up to you, obviously. I would just say to not worry about hurting people's feelings, that if you want it to be an intimate thing with just you and your spouse. From my experience, we had planned for it to be just me and Tavis, and it mostly was for the most part. My mom was kind of around in the room, and kind of there was a little lobby part off of our room that had just some seats and stuff, and so she was actually back there while I was actually giving birth, and it was just me and Tavis like in the main part, and she was there waiting. It was wonderful to have Tavis right next to me, but someone else very important to me that was close, because Tavis was so having to just cater to me and like be there for me in such a strong way. He wasn't able to get any footage of a lot of things, and my mom was able to do that as kind of like an outsider in that area. So that part was really nice. So something to consider, even if you don't want somebody like exactly in there as you're pushing out the baby, maybe consider having someone that you would trust to be in there but still be like off kind of in the shadows, like giving you some space but still there to take pictures or get a video or something like that. I don't know, something to think about. Okay, this is a decision that is gonna freaking save your relationship, I swear. It's figuring out what the expectations are that you have for dad or for your partner, whatever. This goes for during birth and after birth. So whenever you are giving birth, what do you want from your significant other? For me, like I said with the epidural, I told Tavis, I need you to make sure that I push through, you know, like don't make it easy for me. And he also knew that like I'm very much not the person that's like, I need someone to be like, you got this, you can do this, like just get out of my face, let me focus, you know, let me get through this. And he was so great about that. Like he just held my hand, let me lean on him. He would just kind of tell me, you know, make sure you breathe. He was very calm, just incredible. So decide what you want from your significant other during birth and also after. So especially if you're gonna breastfeed, you're gonna do 97% of the work, and your husband or boyfriend or partner is going to have to pick up the slack in other areas. And you'll find yourself, like there was times while Tavis was absolutely amazing, I was really hormonal and things too, but I would get mad about something that in my mind I was expecting him to do. He didn't know this, I didn't never vocalize it, but I would be frustrated by that. So I would just say to communicate about that early on, because after the baby is born, it's like pure survival mode. Pure survival mode. Like nobody is worried about anything except trying to sleep, trying to eat, trying to take care of the baby. If you can work out some things beforehand, you won't have to worry about working through things while you're working through the hardest time of your life with a brand new baby. Okay, so this one is something that comes like a little bit later after birth, because that first day, second day, you ain't sleeping. Like it doesn't matter where baby's at. But after that, you have to make a choice on what you want to do sleeping wise. Also, I just want to add that there are some really cool Facebook groups that you can find a group of a type of mom that is just like you, and they will believe in everything that you believe in and fight for everything that you want to fight for as a mom. But this one is controversial, but like I said, there are lots of people that believe both ways. Your sleeping situation. Do you want to co-sleep, have baby next to you in a cot or like some type of bassinet? Do you want baby to be in his or her crib in their own room right away? Are you gonna sleep train at 6 months? Are you gonna do cry it out? Are you gonna do this or that? Because from the beginning, you have to kind of start laying foundations. If you watch my other videos, you know sleep training freaks me out. Like if my baby is up crying for me, like I have to be there. I don't know how to not be. It hurts me to my core, and we'll figure it out as we go, I guess. Some moms, they want to sleep train as soon as they can. Do your research and make your own decision. One thing that I've mentioned in some of my other videos, whenever Ace was a newborn, I used a swaddle, wrapped him up, and he slept in a cot right next to my bed. Like I could literally just roll over, grab him, and bring him over, but he had his own space. If they're swaddled, they're not supposed to be with you. I nurse Ace to sleep. If he wakes up, I nurse him back to sleep, and we just sleep. Like it's great. I mean, I can't say that the sleep is great, but that part of motherhood is just so special to me. Like I don't want to miss any of those moments at all. Okay. Probably the most controversial of all is vaccines. So this is something that your baby can get like immediately right after he or she is born. Boom, 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 get the shots. If you're on the other side of the fence about vaccines, you might say, okay, I'm gonna wait until his or her first appointment. Whatever, you have to make a choice on that, or else it will be made for you. Okay, this is one that I did not know. This was the one that afterwards I was kind of like, dang, I didn't know this, and they just like went for it. It wasn't even a question of like, do you want to do this? Giving your baby a bath right after he or she is born is something that you can choose to do or not do. If you do your research, like you'll find that the stuff that comes out on the baby is actually really good for them. I just wish that I would have known that beforehand. There are some people that wait a little bit of time to completely wash with soap a newborn baby. I didn't know that until after. The nurse basically came in, took them, and started giving them a bath. I was just kind of like, dang, I don't know how I feel about that. I wish that I would have known that, and I think on our next baby, I'm gonna say, you know, we're gonna wait until we get home or until a later time to actually like do the soap and water bath. Another thing that afterwards I was kind of like, I don't know if I liked how that played out. was immediately after Ace was born, his body temperature was kind of low. We got to do skin to skin for just like maybe 10-15 minutes, and they were like, oh, his body temperature is low, we need to put him in this bassinet under a heat lamp. And the more that I read, especially about breastfeeding and natural births, is that your baby might have a low body temperature, but like skin to skin and nursing and like being, you know, just skin to skin with your baby helps raise your baby's body temperature. And so that was one thing that I wish I would have been like, you know, okay, hang on, like give him a little bit more time, let me try, and then you can go put him under the heat lamp if that's the case. Because I didn't really like, he was a newborn baby still all scrunched up, and they had him just laying in this open bassinet under this lamp, and he was just crying, he was by himself, and I just did not like that at all. So just something that happened to me that maybe will happen to you too. And this is, I asked my husband, babe, what's something that we had to make a decision on? And one thing that we felt completely unprepared on was how to put the car seat in the car like the right way. I was so stressed out about this, like, but that was one thing that he was like, make sure that you add that, because we didn't know that beforehand. Like, he had to do some Googling and YouTube whenever we were at the hospital. If you're a mom, can you comment down below some things that you wish you would have known, or things that you had to make a decision on that maybe were decided for you at the hospital, or maybe didn't work out the way that you thought they would and you're gonna go a different route next time? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video is helpful for you. If you're a pregnant mom, I'm so excited for you. Let me tell you, motherhood is the best thing ever. Like, there is no, I'm like tearing up, look at me. It is the best thing ever, I'm telling you guys. Like, to look at your baby's little hands and little feet and just to watch them learn and get to spend time with them and just see them grow. I could talk about it all day. I pray that your pregnancies are going well. I hope that your birthing experience is exactly what you want. I hope that my videos are helpful for you. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram. DM me if you want, and I'll see you guys next time.